I think sometimes people don't realize that in breaking a trauma bond, there is an aspect that you need to get mad. Like, you need to get upset at what happened. So often people look back at the relationship and they look back at the things that have happened in the relationship, the abuse, the lies, the gaslighting, the cheating, the manipulation, and they look at all that stuff, and over a period of time it starts to wane in how toxic it was. And they think, it wasn't that bad. Like, the relationship, we actually got along like half the time. Like, he only yelled at me like part of the time. Like, she only cheated on me like 5 or 6 times. Like, it really wasn't that bad. And they'll start to justify it in their minds. So the reason why a lot of trauma bonds continue on long term is people don't want to face the facts. They don't want to face the cold, hard evidence of what happened in the relationship. Typically because that's revealing something that's embarrassing, or something that feels shameful, or something that they feel guilty about. Of maybe how long they stayed in that toxic relationship, of how many times they got cheated on, of how many times they got beat. And like, all this stuff will play into a person's mindset, and they won't want to break out of that trauma bond. They'll say it, but a lot of times they won't want to do that work innards of saying like, hey, I have to be honest and I have to deal with the facts about this situation in order to get freedom. The facts will set you free. And that's what I work with people on one-on-ones. We talk about their feelings, their emotions. We talk about the story, the fable that's going through their head that we have to be able to work through and say, hey, how does that match up to the facts? And a lot of times when people match stuff up to the facts, especially in a toxic and abusive relationship, they have a little light switch that turns and they're like, wow, like, I'm actually kind of mad right now. Like, this is actually pissing me off because this person took advantage of me. This person abused me. This person hurt me. This person didn't care about me. And when they start to feel and understand and experience, in one sense, that anger, not rage, not this, uncontrollable madness, but when they start to feel like anger at the injustice of what was put on them, the abuse that happened to them, they start to get clear. And as they start to get clear, they take a look at everything that's playing through their mind, everything that's playing through the trauma bond, that's sucking them back in, that's in one sense hoovering them back to the narcissist. They look at all that and they're like, wait a second. My emotions and my feelings that's pulling me back to this person are not valid because of the fact that here are the facts about the relationship. The connection I feel with that person is just trauma. The love that I felt with that person was just manipulation. And all these things, they start to realize like, hey, when I compare my feelings, my emotions, the story that I'm telling myself to the facts of the situation, there's an aspect you got to get mad. You got to get angry because this person came into your life, hurt you, abused you, lied to you, gaslit you, manipulated you, cheated on you. For a lot of people, cheated on you, cheated on you, cheated on you. You got to get mad about that. You have to understand like, hey, this happened. And the thing is that I'll say with this, with the trauma bond and with getting mad, is when you get mad at that, it's not to invoke shame. It's not to invoke blame. It's not to invoke this guilt. It's not to invoke a bunch of stuff that makes you want to wither up and say like, I am just an abused victim. It's something that you can look at and you can say, hey, this is in the past and I acknowledge that it happened. And now I can work to establish my future. Because the past that you've been through does not define you, does not define who you're going to be here tomorrow. But the past can develop you to help you become a better person each and every day. Even if it's built with trauma, even if it's built with heartache, even if it's built with hurt. It can still be something that you can start to do the work to break free from that trauma bond. You can get mad about it. You can understand, hey, these are the facts. This is the truth of the situation. And you can focus on your future and your growth on a day-to-day basis.